Hello viewers, today we are talk about Anderson. Anderson, 1860 to 1930, was a renowned Swedish artist celebrated for his portraits capturing the essence of Swedish history and international figures. Nerves, sensual and naturalistic depiction of the human form, landscapes, serene the atmospheric Swedish countryside scenes. Anders born on February 1860 in the small town of Sweden was one of the most celebrated artists of his time. His mastery in various mediums, including oil painting, watercolor, and etching, as well as his ability to capture the human form, brought him international recognition. Zohn's work, known for its realism and naturalistic style, positioned him as one of Sweden's most prominent artists and a respected figure in the art world during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. At the age of 15, Zorn enrolled at the Royal Swedish Academy of Fine Arts in Stockholm. Originally intended to become a sculptor, he soon discovered his talent for painting and drawing, particularly in watercolor. His early works, mostly watercolor portraits and genre scenes, quickly gained with him attention for their technical precision and emotional depth. Zohn's breakout came in 1880 with his watercolor painting in Mourning, which captured the grief of a woman mourning her deceased child. The painting demonstrated his remarkable skill in conveying human emotion and won him a gold medal at the Paris World Fair in 1889. This marked the beginning of his international career. He traveled extensively throughout Europe and later to the United States, where his talent for portraiture became highly sought after by high society. Zorn painted many influential figures of the time, including American presidents like Grover Cleveland and William Hoft. His ability to capture the likeness and personality of his subjects, combined with his quick painting techniques, made him one of the most fascinating portraits of his day. Zorn's painting techniques become renowned for its speed, fluency, and use of limited palette, famously known as the Zorn palette. This palette consists of just four colors: white, black, red, and yellow ochre. Despite this seemingly limited range of colors, Zorn was able to create works rich in tonal depth and vibrant skin tones. His mastery of light, especially the natural play of light on skin and water, become a hallmark of his style. In addition to oils and watercolors, Zorn was an accomplished etcher, and his work in his medium in often compared to that Rembrandt. His etching, characterized by their fine line and rich texture, feature many of the same subjects as his paintings, portraits, nudes, and scenes of everyday life. Zorn had a deep affinity for the human form, particularly the female nudes. His paintings of nudes in natural settings are some of his most celebrated works, showcasing his skill in depicting flesh tones and the effects of light on the body. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Zorn's nudes were often set outdoors in natural surroundings rather than in formal studio setting, leading a scene of spontaneity and realism to his work. Beyond his nudes and portraits, Zorn had a deep connection to his homeland and its people. He frequently returned to Mora, where he painted scenes of traditional Swedish life, including festival rural life and labor and everyday domestic movement. This work not only reflected his pride in his heritage but also contributed to the preservation and celebration of Swedish folk tradition. By the early 20th century, Zorn had achieved both financial success and critical acclaim. He built a grand home and studio in Mora, where he and his wife Emma established the Zorn Collection, a museum showcasing his work as well as his collection of Swedish folk art. Zorn was deeply involved in promoting Swedish culture, and he used his wealth and influence to support young artists and various cultural